What's going on, YouTube? Happy Saturday. Do me a favor, if you're new to my channel, I'm doing a this just popped up randomly, and this video has millions and millions and millions of views. I don't know a whole lot of anything about One OK Rock, which is what I'm doing right now. This song is called We Are. Looks like a live performance. It says official video from Ambition's Japan Dome Tour. So, from what I quickly saw on like the thumbnail and read below, it's a Japanese rock band. And apparently they've blown up in the past year, 2 years, however long they've been around. You guys can let me know in the comments. Speaking of, go over to their page, throw them a like, subscribe to the artists always. And if you like my content, I do random stuff. Feel free to throw me a like if you like. Subscribe, and drop some comments below. Learn me about this band. Tell me about them. Tell me if you like them. Tell me why you like them. Apparently, a lot of people do. So yeah, I'm interested to jump in, and see what they have to offer here. So let's just dive right in. Fuck it, let's go. Oh shit. Oh, and by the way, I do pause sometimes. I'm gonna try to get through the song. If any of this is written in Japanese, I did pull up lyrics over here on my right. It looks like most of it's English though. But by the way, I am learning Japanese. I have been to Japan. I was there for quite a while. I stayed in a little island off of Tokyo called Odaiba. So I spent some time in Tokyo, all around there, and then we went over to Kyoto on the J train and whatnot. So I'm somewhat familiar with Japan. Um, for a guy like me who's American, before I dive into this, which looks awesome by the way, one thing I have to say: when I first got there, I was not sober. It was a long plane flight, and those drinks are free. And when I got to the airport in Narita, I basically got their public transport system. Their a map of it. It's all color coded, but they don't translate. They basically don't think that if you don't know Japanese in Japan, then it's going to be tougher for you to get along. They don't really think that they have to learn. Most of them know pretty good English, but it's not translated like on every sign, like a lot of places in Europe and whatnot. So everything's pretty much Japanese. So I know a little bit, but nothing like I can't translate anything. Anyways, for a guy like me who's not from any city where there's public transport like that, and not being sober, like I'm from San Diego and right now I live in Arizona. We don't have any sort of system like that at all. It just looked like nothing like even New York, or it looked like somebody took a bunch of spaghetti and put it down on a plate and then color coded it with different colors of the rainbow. So I was sitting there so confused. I couldn't read it. I had no idea how to get to my hotel on the island. I was by myself. And luckily, an American couple walked up and they're like, "Dude, you look confused." And I was like, "Yes." And I was about to just jump on a plane and go back home. And they're like, "All right, you need to take this one. It's orange to the purple one, which is here. Exit here and then go here." And basically gave me instructions step by step, and I wrote it down. I made it, and it was awesome. It was an awesome trip. I'll leave that review or story for another day. Let's jump in. But yeah, quick story. Know what you're doing before you get there. Otherwise, you might be confused because not everything's translated. That is a packed ass house, though. That is so cool. And that's cool. The bracelets idea that are glowing. I wonder if like everybody in the crowd got one of those just to sort of. That's awesome. Wow.
They think that we're no one, we're nothing, not sorry. They push us, it's too late, not going back.
All right. So I just want to pause that real quick here. So just to break apart, I do dive into some lyrics. If you want to watch the artist's this actual video, I'm gonna link it below. Feel free to. Mine's a reaction channel. I do react to some things. So part of that was in Japanese, although a very small portion of it. This has like some. Um, this has some like the way that that hits and the screaming and the vocals on this guy are crazy. I love the percussion in this, the bass hitting the background, and how they're using that just sort of solo with the vocal, with the lead singer there. It's got yeah, it's got some uh like like Linkin Park, Disturbed, like Papa Roach vibes to it. Yeah, I don't know. It's got some different. Anyways, so the lyrics, we are. So they think that we're no one, we're nothing, not sorry. They push us. It's going too late. So reading through this, just the context of this, they think we're made up of our failures. They think we're foolish, and that's how the story goes. The Japanese part, they stand for nothing. They're lifeless and cold. Anything they see will never break our hearts of gold. Um, so basically, like, and then they get into the chorus when you're standing on the edge, so young and hopeless, got demons in your head. We are, no ground beneath your feet. Not here to hold you because we are the colors in the dark. So to me, this is kind of a younger generation sort of pushback kind of anthem to. It may not even be politically driven. It could be like any sort of power controlling figure of quote unquote like the new age or excuse me the old days, the old age, the old train of thought, the old way of thinking. They pass us off as as we're young, we're hopeless. It's just we're like afterthoughts essentially. Let me see here. So we're made up of our failures. So it's just basically we're just this, pigeonholed to this being blanketed as this group of failures. But nothing will break our heart of gold. So, and when he's talking about we're standing on the edge, you could picture that like as the edge of a cliff, right? And then he talks about because we are the colors of the dark. So if you're on the edge of a cliff potentially and you have demons in your head and whatnot, it could cause your head to spin. Essentially, you could be falling, and then as you're falling, you see different colors in the darkness of falling off this cliff in the dark, or different sort of aspects of that. But so powerful lyrics. But even just I'm gonna rewind it for a second here. Watch the energy as it's so cool seeing these things live rather than just like a music video or just hearing the actual the audio version of it. With artists like this, they feed off a crowd, and look at the size of this freaking crowd. It's huge. So you get it's like charging a battery. And all these little lights that they see out there, those are notches on the battery. They are charged up and putting on a show right now. This is great. This is next level.
'Cause
Love a little hi hat there.
So never tell yourself you should be someone else. Stand up tall and say, I'm not afraid.
Get the crowd engaged. That's awesome.
When you're standing on the edge, so young and hopeless, got demons in your head. Never up beneath your feet, not here to hold you. 'Cause we are the colors in the dark, standing on the edge.
Super cool. So, where did he go there? Basically, all right. So, a couple things I wanted to say. So, when he was saying like, it was like the second verse. They can't hurt us. They tell us we're nothing. Keep walking and let it go. Kind of what I said. Like just, phase that shit out. They are the weakest, and they don't even know. Anything they say will never break. So, basically saying like, it's kind of like almost like there's no reason to fight back. Just all right. They've kind of made up their minds about us, our generation. About our type, our culture. So it's sort of like in a way, an imbalance and a counterculture to what they're used to, and basically saying like that's fine. Keep walking, let it go. We're kind of next in line, and we're gonna dictate what things look like moving forward. So, let it roll off the shoulder. Don't even worry about it. A couple things I wanted to mention. And by the way, yeah, I'd said it before, like super Linkin Park vibes. Chester, rest in peace. Would be that's just the way that he performed, the way he got the crowd involved. That's what that reminded me of a lot, and just the emotion by which he's singing, even like the way he sings. I wonder if they have any sort of if they draw anything from that performance style and whatnot. But that was the first thing I thought of. I'm American, so we obviously had a lot of Linkin Park. But anyways, one thing I wanted to say was when he left the stage there, you could see like All right, that moment right there. So it you could see the emotion in his face when he finished the song, and he was just he looked up, he looked at the crowd, he looked down, his eyes closed. He basically said thank you to the crowd. Um, you could see the emotion in that in almost in yeah in being really in how appreciative he was to be where he's at right now, and you can see in his face like the work that he's put in to get there. You can see in his face how appreciative he is of everybody that showed up to watch him, and it's almost like a moment, right? That that just he just sort of had with himself, with his past, that kind of maybe flashes through like it, and it's appreciating everything. It's being stuck in one single moment, and those things stick with you. That can last a long time because I don't know how often they run venues that are this big, but they wrote a song. It's a great song. I don't know if he wrote it, if they all had hands in that. I'm not sure who. I don't know a whole lot about this band, but you watch that moment there when the song's finished, and then you see the appreciation in his face. Almost like he's close to tears. But no, that was super cool. No one recommended me this. It just flashed across my initial sort of go on to YouTube and videos that are popular, or whatever. If you're in that section, this thing has a ton of views. Um, Super cool. But anyways, yeah. If you like, throw me a like. Comment down below. Let me know what else to do by then. I don't speak fluent Japanese, so it's going to be more difficult for me to. I don't know if they do. They obviously he knows really good English too. I don't know if they do a lot of their songs in English. Let me know that as well in the comments if you could. And if you want to follow along, subscribe. Yeah, check this band out some more. I definitely will. I'll definitely listen to it. But that's something that you could throw on a track and rock out in your car. So that's. I'm glad that I was privy to. I'm glad that showed up today. But have a great rest of your weekend and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next.